From Gru secretly being half werewolf to Kyle being a genetic experiment nobody talks about, today we're uncovering 10 hidden mysteries buried in the Despicable Me franchise. But first, if you think Gru is hiding something, drop a vampire emoji. And if you love conspiracy theories about animated villains, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Number 1. The Minions movie has 4 hidden details nobody caught. Did you notice the repeated mistake in the Minions movie? It's actually evidence of something darker. When Kevin shows Scarlet pictures of the Minion tribe, you see Eric in the lineup, but then look further down the pictures. The exact same Minion with the exact same picture labeled Eric appears again, and again, and again, multiple times. It's a duplicate. A mistake? Or is it proof that Minions can be cloned? Then there's the funeral wreath the Minions pick up in the sewers. It seems random until you see a bee inside it. That bee slowly makes its way into one of the darker flowers later in the movie. It's foreshadowing. Pixar plants clues inside props that don't pay off until frames later. When the Minions land in New York, they pass a billboard for Richard Nixon's presidential campaign that reads, "Finally, a name you can trust." That's a joke reference to Watergate, where Nixon's lies were exposed. It's commentary on trust in government hidden in a background detail. And here's the craziest one. When Bob tries to work for Professor Flux, Flux admits he visits the future to bring himself back to help himself. The year 2015, the exact year this film was released. Pixar literally placed time travel prophecy in their own movie. Did you catch any of these 4 hidden details, or are they all new? Number 2, Gru is secretly using magic to stop his kids from aging. This theory explains everything about the timeline that doesn't make sense. Margot is 12 in Despicable Me 1, Edith is 9, Agnes is 6. Now fast forward to Despicable Me 4. The girls look identical. Same age, same height, same everything. Not a day older. Let's do the math. Despicable Me 1 is 2009. Movie 2 is 2010. Movie 3 is 2011. Movie 4, based on the baby being 6 months old, and Lucy's pregnancy timeline, it's 2012. That's 3 entire years. Margot should be 15. Edith should be 12. Agnes should be 9, but they're not. They haven't aged a single day. Not a wrinkle, not a growth spurt, nothing. Compared to real children aging from 12 to 15 or 9 to 12, these girls show zero progression. So how is this possible? The answer, Gru is using magic. Specifically, he's terrified of losing them. In Despicable Me 1, after the bedtime story where the book says, "Your mommy loves you,"
Her mommy loves you with all her heart.
Gru nearly cries. He literally admits he could never part from these girls because they changed his heart. At 50 years old, after a miserable empty life, these 3 children finally filled his void. And then, in Despicable Me 2, when Margot starts dating, Gru goes crazy. Not because he's a protective dad, because he's terrified she'll grow up and leave him. He realizes Agnes and Edith will eventually want to date too, and then they'll abandon him, return him to his lonely, miserable past. So Gru did what any desperate villain would do. He used his science and the Minions' immortality serum to prevent his children from aging. He trapped them in time. He froze them at the ages where they need him most. That way, they can never leave. They can never grow up. They can never abandon him. Do you think Gru is literally preventing his kids from aging? Number 3, Despicable Me 4 wasted its best storyline. Despicable Me 4 had the perfect plot hidden inside a chaotic mess. The Gru and Poppy storyline had potential. Poppy draws Gru back into villainy. She's this mysterious new neighbor who tempts him to return to his old ways. It could have been a compelling examination of whether Gru can truly escape his past. Can he really stay good? Or will the allure of villainy always call to him? That storyline could have connected to his relationship with Lucy, could have added depth to his rivalry with Maxim Le Mal, could have been emotional and meaningful. But instead, Despicable Me 4 split its focus. Superhero minions, cockroach transformation plots, goofy side adventures. The Poppy storyline got buried. Despicable Me 1 was grounded, character-driven. It balanced emotional depth with cartoonish elements perfectly, but Despicable Me 4 lost that. It tried to do everything, and by doing everything, it did nothing well. The family bond that made the franchise special got sidelined because the movie was too busy being chaotic. The Gru and Poppy storyline never fully pays off. Her character goes nowhere. The narrative focus scattered across a dozen subplots, and the franchise suffered for it because sometimes less is more, and Despicable Me 4 proved that. Do you think the Poppy storyline should have been the main focus? Number 4, Maxim Lamal's revenge on Gru could change everything. Maxim Le Mal isn't just a random villain. He has history with Gru nobody knows about. Maxim Le Mal escaped from prison with one goal: hunt Gru down. He's fueled by revenge. But the movie never explains why. What did Gru do to him? Did Gru defeat him years ago? Did Gru snitch on him? Did their paths cross when Gru was a villain and Gru wronged him? The trailer hints at Maxim's character. He's this buoyant rich guy. Costume suggests he's loaded, probably from his past crimes. But here's the insect-themed angle. His destructive mech is shaped like a bug. He has an entire pest control theme. It's organized, deliberate, not random styling choices, and there's clearly a backstory between them that the franchise has never explored. Maxim has been behind bars for a while, according to the descriptions, so this isn't a new conflict. This is old beef resurfacing. This is someone Gru hurt in his villain days coming back for payback. The question is, what did Gru do? And more importantly, will Maxim's revenge force Gru to confront his villainous past in a way he never has before? What do you think Gru did to make Maxim Le Mal hate him so much? Number 5, Despicable Me 3 had a better villain than Despicable Me 4. Okay, let's be honest about which movie actually won. Despicable Me 3 has Balthazar Bratt, a child actor obsessed with his old TV show. He's using nostalgia as motivation for crime. It's ridiculous. It's cartoonish. It's memorable. When a minion reminisces about Gru, you almost cry. The movie has heart. Despicable Me 4 has Maxim Le Mal, an escaped prisoner with a bug mech. He's got the revenge angle. He's got potential. But does he have presence? Does he have the same impact as Bratt? Not really. Maxim feels more generic, more standard villain, less memorable. And the story's despicable. Me 3 is decent but scattered. Despicable. Me 4 is well crafted but overstuffed. The ending of DM3 doesn't hit. The ending of DM4 brings back all the old villains and delivers something epic. So the finale goes to DM4. But the music, Despicable Me 3 has Michael Jackson's Bad. Despicable Me 4 has Tears for Fears' Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Everybody wants to.
MJ wins. But overall, DM4 has That's Something Special. The emotional reunion with Agnes and her goat. The animation, the scope. But if we're being real, Balthazar Bratt is the more memorable villain. And that matters in animation. Which Despicable Me villain actually scared you more? Number 6, Despicable Me 4 tried to do too much and lost its soul. This is the problem nobody's talking about openly enough. Despicable Me 4 packed everything into one film. Gru's family dynamics, his new baby, Gru Jr., Maxim Le Mal breaking out of prison and hunting him, going into hiding with new identities.
My name is Bree.
Margot starting fresh at a new school, Agnes struggling with her new identity, Gru helping his neighbor Poppy with a heist, his old villain school, superhero minions, a plot to turn people into cockroaches, new characters like Maxim and Valentina, the animation is top-notch, the action is zippy, the pace keeps you entertained. But with so many plots competing for attention, the family bond, the thing that made this franchise special in the first place, gets sidelined. It becomes background noise. The first Despicable Me worked because it was focused. It was about Gru learning to love 3 orphaned girls. Everything served that central story. But Despicable Me 4 is a juggling act. It drops the ball on several threads. Valentina's role feels underused. The Poppy storyline never lands emotionally. The family moments get rushed. It's like the filmmakers forgot that the reason we care about Gru is because we care about his relationship with his kids. Strip that away, and you've got just another animated action movie. And that's what DM4 became. Exciting, but hollow. Do you think future Despicable Me films need to refocus on what made the first one work? Number 7, Valerie Da Vinci was secretly working for Balthazar Bratt. Okay, this theory fills in a major plot hole that nobody addresses. In Despicable Me 3, Silas Ramsbottom suddenly retires under suspicious circumstances and hands his position to Valerie. He describes her as very ambitious, suggesting she rose through the ranks fast. Too fast. Then Valerie immediately targets Gru along with Lucy. Lucy gets fired for defending Gru after the heist. Gru gets fired for incompetence.
You're fired!
But here's the question. Why would Valerie work so hard to fire them? Right after Gru's fired, Balthazar Bratt steals the diamond and says, "Too bad Gru won't be around to stop me."
Too late again, Gru!
But how does Bratt know a secret agent got fired from a secret organization? That information should be classified. The only answer? Valerie was feeding Bratt information. She was secretly working for him. She orchestrated Gru and Lucy's firing to remove the obstacles to Bratt's heist. She was the inside person. But then Valerie vanishes from the story. Never seen again, never apologizes, never returns to her job. The movie built her up as a character, only to abandon her. Why? Because the plot was too complex for a kids' movie? They cut her storyline short, but the evidence is there. Valerie was Brat's accomplice. Do you think Valerie was working for Brat the whole time? Number 8. Kyle isn't a dog. He's a half dog, half piranha experiment. This is what Gru has been hiding about his pet all along. Gru calls Kyle his dog, but if you look closely, Kyle has sharp teeth, an unusual head shape, and aggressive behaviors that don't match any dog breed. And here's the killer detail. Gru had Kyle way back in the 1960s during the Minions movie. That means Kyle has been alive for over 50 years. No dog lives that long. The oldest dog on record lived to 29. Kyle is pushing 50 plus. That's impossible for any canine species. When Kyle goes to the bathroom, he destroys grass and floors with extreme force. That's not normal dog behavior. That's predatory behavior. That's piranha behavior. When Kyle gets scanned at the Anti-Villain League, the results come back species unknown. Not mixed breed, not mutation, species unknown. Because Kyle isn't one species. He's a combination of two. Universal Studios even confirmed in a trivia game, Kyle is half dog, half piranha, but piranhas only live about 10 years average. So how has Kyle survived 50 plus years? The answer? Gru experimented with the Minion's immortality serum on his favorite pet. He extended Kyle's lifespan using magic. He created an eternal hybrid predator. Kyle isn't Gru's pet. Kyle is Gru's genetic experiment. Would you ever adopt a pet that's half piranha? Number 9. Gru is half werewolf, and that explains his superhuman powers. Look at Gru's family tree in Despicable Me. One of his ancestors isn't normal. There's a werewolf in his bloodline. At first, it seems like a joke, a gag, something that doesn't matter. But then, in the moon heist sequence of Despicable Me 1, actual werewolves appear in the world. They're real. They exist in this universe. That family tree werewolf wasn't random. It was a clue. It was telling us that werewolves are part of Gru's DNA. And suddenly, everything makes sense. Why does Gru have superhuman strength? Why can he punch a shark and he doesn't fight back? Why can he dodge heat-seeking missiles like they're nothing? Why can he overpower trained agents without effort? It's not training. It's not technology. It's werewolf genetics. Gru is half werewolf. That's why he's so strong. That's why he's so fast. That's why he's so dangerous. The reason Gru doesn't transform under a full moon is because he's only half werewolf. The human side suppresses the transformation, but the werewolf strength, that's always active. That's always flowing through his veins. This means Gru might secretly be the most dangerous character in animation history, not because of his gadgets or his intellect, because of his bloodline. If Gru is half werewolf, what else is he hiding? Number 10. Despicable Me 5 could reveal the truth about minion origins. Here's the theory nobody's talking about. Despicable Me 5 might be the last film in the franchise. And if it is, it needs to answer the biggest mystery that's been hanging over the entire series. Where do minions come from? How is Gru making them? Are they even being made at all? We know minions are immortal. We know they've existed since the beginning of time. We know they serve whoever is the most despicable villain, but we don't know how the population grows. Are they reproducing? Is Gru creating them? Is there a minion factory? Despicable Me 5 could finally clarify this. It could explain the minion origin story. It could be the culmination of the entire franchise, the final film that answers all the unanswered questions. And if DM5 is truly the finale, it needs to be more focused than DM4. It needs to remember what made the first film work. It needs to bring everything full circle, because a franchise is only as strong as its ending, and the Despicable Me franchise deserves a proper conclusion. Do you think Despicable Me 5 will be the final film? And that's it. Which mystery shocked you the most? Kyle being half piranha or Gru being half werewolf? Let me know in the comments. If you want the next Despicable Me theory breakdown, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, because we're uncovering even more hidden truths next time.